5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the They Call Me Daddy Appearance podcast. We back for season 2, so welcome back. Let me introduce my co-host, Mondo, and we got Mac. What's good, fellas? How y'all doing?
What up? I mean, we actually are matching your energy, but you got so close to that mic, you kind of blew out my ears, bro. That was good, though. That was good energy, fam.
I thought you need me to do it over.
No, that was smooth, man.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So what's
welcome
good,
back,
y'all?
though, y'all.
Yeah,
welcome
back.
Did you miss it?
Hey, I definitely missed it. I know our listeners missed it. I can't even talk right now. You know, I'm excited to be back, but we got some good energy, good vibes. It's been about almost 6 months since we recorded, man. It's been a long time. Yeah, so
time be flying, bro.
But we back for season 2, and we're gonna get right back into it. So with that being said, I'm gonna just go jump right into it. I had a listener, and she asked me this question, and it's directed to you, Mondo.
Hey,
so
look,
she's a faithful listener.
Faithful listener.
That's listening to every episode that we have. And she asked me this question. She said, "Did old boy?" Because she didn't remember your name, but did old boy? Old boy.
Oh boy,
is he still celibate?
Oh,
like, hey,
did he go?
We're going right in there, huh?
We're going right in there.
Still.
Word?
Still, bro. Still ain't let out not an ounce.
Oh, my God.
I know, bro. Tell me about it.
So what is that like? Is there a difference? Does your lower half feel heavy?
Oh, man, that's super funny. Nah, bro, honestly, I think it's just really this simple. We all got our vices, right? Whether you eat a lot, you drink a lot, you smoke a lot, you whatever. And so, like, sex was one of my vices. And once I, like, released that vice, it was kind of like, man, like, I'm cool. Like, I'm a new cat. So I don't know once I go get back in if I'm like, right back to the same program. But I feel fresh, bro. It's like being a kid again. Just grown, and certain stuff just is enough, right? So, example, if I go out and kick it or do something because I don't drink, because I don't do no gummies, I ain't having sex, whatever, like, just give me some candy, like some chocolate, just give me some sugar, right? It's like, my natural state is so low that any, like, increase is just, like, good enough. It's like, that's the rush that I needed. And so, yeah, man, I feel like it's just a reset.
Yeah, but is it turning like 5s into 8s? Like when you look, when you out, you like, man, she look a little busted, but man, the way her thighs is looking.
No, it's actually the exact opposite. It's I ain't not let loose this long to sacrifice it for that.
Ain't that with a 5?
Hey, bro, like ain't no way. And so, actually, I was even telling Torrean, it's even a bit deeper than that. It's like, yo, when I get back into the game, there got to be some type of extra meaning to it, or some extra connection, some extra something that's like, yeah, it's about that time. And I'm actually kind of, I don't want to say nervous, but I'm curious. It's like, what's that thing? So,
no, for sure.
I don't know about y'all. Like, what's the longest gap that you can remember of you, like, pausing on that and not getting up?
What is a woman, like 5 days per cycle? That's all I got.
Okay, all right, he got max 5 days.
Day four. I'm like, man, it is what it is.
When did you start caring about that? You was a king of red lights, bro.
Who?
You, nigga.
No. Hey, Tori, we ain't doing that. Why you gonna start off season 2 lying? Like, bro, no, that ain't been my thing.
Oh, man.
I'm a germaphobe.
I think Mac wear that same black shirt. You know what I'm saying? Make sure he's good. You know?
Hey, come on, man. We ain't doing that.
He said no stains, nigga.
I'll wait. I'll wait. That ain't my thing.
Okay.
What about you, T? How long you waiting?
Because you do that on the red shirt.
You gave up your crown, huh?
I ain't never had that crown, bro. That ain't for me.
All right. Moving on.
All right, T, for you, what's the longest?
Nigga, we talked about this in a previous episode, so you know
Oh, we
they want to
did?
go back. They want to go back
okay.
to season 1 and listen to that. You know, me and you had a deep talk about this, but it led into my current relationship. So,
Oh yeah,
you know,
that's right.
yeah,
That's right.
yeah. So I would say,
okay. I don't think I asked though. Was you still beating off though?
nigga, come on, man. Like I don't
just
remember
saying,
what I was doing back
yeah.
then. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like no, nigga. I don't know what the fuck. Like you ain't beating off?
Nah.
Your shit ain't leaking, bro.
Hey, is it true? Hey, hold on, wait. So is it true that when you ain't did it for a while, you like start having wet dreams and shit? Is that true?
That's a true statement, bro.
Oh, he be waking up in a puddle. He good.
Hey, as a grown ass man, I'm like, bro. First time that happened, I'm like, ain't no way, bro. What is happening? What,
bruh?
Hey,
bro. Let me.
Wild.
Hey, I feel you. So there was a period to where like I think it ended up being
he said period. You hear that? You hear
relax.
that?
I think we didn't end up doing it for like 8 days or some 10 days.
Hey, I'm on like almost a year. I'm just playing. This
you
8
tripping?
Days.
No, that's the max for me, bro. I had this intense dream, and I'm like, hold on, was I about to? Man, I tried to go back to sleep. It ain't work like that though. It interrupted the dream. I couldn't get back to it. So bruh. I say that to say, are you enjoying these dreams while you're in them?
Man, so one of them. It wasn't even like no dream. So it happened twice. Let's say it happened twice in the course of like a month. And the first time it happened, bruh, you know, like as a kid, when you like, man, what am I about to do with these? Do I throw these boxes away? Like the whole process is like, do I just throw them in the dirty clothes? What's happening? And then
them things rock hard in a dirty basket.
I know, right? So like that was the first process. So I wasn't even thinking about the dream, like how I got to that point. It was like, yeah, how to clean this up. The second one though was on some, I don't know, some dominant, wanting to control the environment type stuff, some Christian Grey-ish type stuff, but not even knowing who the person is. And it was just wild.
So you slept in it for a few days?
Nah, I ain't sleeping it, bro. It's just wild, man. It's wild.
Man, I remember going back when I first had my first wet dream as a teenager, right? And
but you don't remember if you was jacking off or not. But you remember that?
I mean, because that's like a significant thing, you know what I mean? Like, It's not like every time I jack off, that's a significant, accomplishment. You know what I mean? Okay. So it's like, anyway, I remember I woke up. It was like 4 a.m, 4 a.m. Woke up. I knew what happened. I took all them covers off. I lived with my grandparents at the time. Went down to the basement, threw that shit in the washing machine. Came back up, threw some new sheets on the bed, went back to bed, bruh. I remember it was the most discreet thing, because I remember like they was preparing us for that, and in school and stuff, people was talking about it. I'm like, man, I'm gonna keep this, discreet.
But look though, bro, you act like you wash clothes on rotation. You wait for that pile to add, and so all of a sudden you want to get up at 7 a.m. and go wash, bro. That ain't discreet. They know exactly what was going on, bro.
It was at 4 a.m. Everybody was asleep.
Oh,
so it was at 4 a.m. Everybody was asleep. Ain't nobody worried about that. I mean, I don't even want to think about. Oh, my grandma was thinking about it, or grandpa, and like that shit weird. So
you took your sheets off, went and brought them downstairs. What, you just already had some clean sheets in your room, or you just jumped into bed without no sheets?
Nah, I had something. I had like covers or something. I put on that motherfucker and went back to sleep.
Okay.
Your room used to always have extra covers from sleepovers and everything else in that motherfucker. So, it was, I was prepared for it. I might have even laid a towel down. I don't remember that, but I remember I walked down,
I mean, this
Yeah,
whole
it's
story, you
kinda-
ain't say nothing about washing off or nothing. So, like, you just jump back in that bed. Just
Nah, I did just go straight back to sleep, nigga. I probably
Just
did, you know. Shit, I
crusty
was
like a mug. Okay.
13, 14. Like, hey, I got to go back to sleep. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
woke up
you
feeling
know,
like a man.
Okay. All right.
accomplished. You know what I'm saying?
Accomplished. I
feel
guess. So this is how we jumping back in, man. We just
Yeah,
talking
it's
so
about
you-
crazy.
So you
no.
so you still celibate?
Yep.
No
Still celibate.
hiccups, nothing.
No.
Like ain't
But
been no temptation. Ain't been no temptation. Like, you know, that's a hell of a choice. So ain't been no temptation, or you know, you want it to be special. Like you're gonna when you do it, you're gonna like light candles and shit. You know, play some music. Like what? Like
Nah,
you ain't thought that far, or like yeah.
Nah, honestly, bro. You know how, because y'all two have partners that you've had for a long time, and you know how there be certain days where your partner know it's been a long day, and you know it's just like her intuition of just like, ah man, I can tell, like whether it's physical touch or act of service or some type of intimacy, and just like, yo, like let me help you balance or get to that just good chill energy. Like right now, like that's the thing that I miss the most. Kind of like, yo, after you have sex, after it's done, and then that vibe cuddle session, unless you're a savage and you don't ever cuddle, right? Because that could be a thing too. But like just that energy of like, I'm cool, I don't need nothing else except for just to be right here with something to drink on the side, right? I'm missing that moment. I'm missing that intimacy moment. You know, ain't nobody in the space, right, where I'm like, yo, like I could do that with you. It just ain't there.
Now, Mac, are you a cuddler?
Yeah. I mean, my girl. I mean, I really don't have a choice. Like, what was that? We had a discussion, right? I can't remember if it was you or Mondo was talking about. Man, she be laying on me, my arm fall asleep. Which one of y'all said that?
Oh yeah.
But that shit do happen. So we do it for a little bit, but when it's time to KO, like sleep time, you gotta go in your corner, I go in my corner.
I feel that.
But yeah, I don't mind cuddling though. You know,
What about you, T?
Yeah.
Nah, not really.
For real? What's your love language, T?
I mean, I'll get confused about that shit. Mondo be like always telling me there's like 6 different love languages, but you know, I like to feel appreciated. Words of affirmation do something for me or something like that. You know, that makes me feel special. You know, you go the extra mile, that makes me feel good. You know, just a nigga just likes to feel important.
Yeah.
You know,
That's why you gave
appreciate
yourself
important.
that nickname.
Man, I did never gave myself any nickname. What nickname are you referring to?
Oh no, I mean I don't know which one were you responding to.
Yeah, okay. But anyway,
No, words of affirmation. No, that's dope.
That's big, yeah.
That's actually not mine at all. That's like
What's
last
yours?
on my list. Yeah.
What's your
physical
top?
touch. Physical touch is one of mine too. I probably just like all the love languages is probably all me. You know, I don't really know.
But
them
you
all,
don't cuddle.
I mean, it's not like I mind it, but like I'm not gonna like, oh, come go seek it.
Then I don't think physical touch is yours, then, bro. It's not top 2.
It's not. I like to get physical though, so that ain't what that means.
Nah, I mean, you a man, so everybody like want to get down, right? Eventually.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Right.
My bad.
Yeah.
He likes belly rubs.
You like belly rubs? That's your thing?
Nah,
You like her to play in your navel, bro?
I sure don't. I sure don't. That's why, you know, yeah.
Hey, I got a question, T, real question.
Yeah.
If I'm making up a hypothetical situation. If some part of your life, if a girl was like, yo, I like to sip pop out of your navel, like, would you let her do that?
That shit's weird and fuck no, bro.
What that's her thing? Like, that turns her on, bro. She's
Man,
like,
hell no.
What the fuck I look like?
Right. Man, listen, I'm gonna be like, what the hell was you doing with all these other niggas? Nah, I'm straight. Nah, bro, I'm good. I had this, and never mind, I ain't going there. Yeah, we ain't going.
I feel like Mondo might have tried it.
Nah. I ain't never had that.
I feel
Bro.
like Mondo tried everything, bro. Just me being honest. That's why he's able to take this break. He like, man, I've been a wild boy for some years.
Nah, it don't be like that. I don't be going ham. But yeah, I be exploring.
I mean, like, let's say, I mean, is it a body shot, or like, what's the, how, like, if
That's what I'm
you think we
saying.
just gonna sit there and you're finna have a whole 20-ounce bottle, we laying down, and you just gonna pour it on me, my belly in my belly button or whatever to keep sipping that shit out. That shit weird,
So yeah,
But
is
is
you
it
know
like
how like
is it a body shot, or something like that that men are supposed to take off women? Like, is that what you're referring to? I'm trying to grasp.
So let's say that she calls it that. Yep, she just calls it a body slurp.
Answer the question, T. Is you going or not?
I mean, if it was a one-time thing, we gonna, I don't know, I have to be in that situation to figure out how my mood is, But I feel like that is kind of, it is kind of weird.
All right, so Mondo, do you have any limits when you're being intimate? Like, nah, we for sure ain't doing that.
Oh, I mean, my line is anal play, right? Like we ain't doing none of that. But outside of that, bro,
okay,
it's all good. Yeah, we can explore
right.
whatever.
What about you, T?
You ain't inserting shit in me.
Nah, I feel you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think we're all in agreement on that.
Yeah.
But
all the other stuff, you know what I'm saying? We talk, like let's go to the stove. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Let's see what we want to grab up out of here. Just just try all of it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, straight up, bro.
And now, Mac, you being the bulldog and shit,
here we go.
And sniffing asses,
No, I'm good.
Man.
I'm good, bro.
You be at the grocery store,
bro. I'm sorry, man. Maybe I ain't fun enough, but I ain't licking no ass or nothing, bro. It's tough.
That's these younger niggas, man. I feel like that's why COVID-19 happened.
or maybe I'm still a little immature. You know what I mean? But
All right, well, if maybe Mac. Never mind. I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there.
I don't know where you were heading, but don't.
I was gonna shout out the audience. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna pause on that.
All right, great. Pause. Good pause. Good pause.
Good pause.
Anyway, what's up with you, Mac? What you been up to, man, over the last few months?
The last few months, man, same shit, really. Dash stuff, get a little more of my art and stuff into the world, doing a lot more community stuff. Pretty much the same thing, man. Staying positive, man. Trying to, continue to grow and, loving the people around me. Pretty much the same thing, bro. Ain't too much change for me. Just continue to grow and just, be a better person and all those type of things. What about you, man?
Hold on. Let's stay with Mac for a second. Mac, what would you say is the number one moment or memory or experience or thing you've done between our last session and this one? Like, what comes to mind?
That's a tough one. When did we end? What was the last episode? What was it? Before Christmas? December?
I would say December. I think late December, early January. Yeah.
I don't know. The thing that came to mind first was like I was doing some traveling for sports, and it was just me and Morrow. Like, sometimes, him being the second oldest, like I don't ever want any of my kids to feel like, like they ain't getting enough attention and all that. So it was really just me and him traveling, and I enjoyed that time with just being. So I have to say that's the highlight for me right now. That's at the top of my mind. So I'll just go with that for now.
That's dope.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one thing that's interesting, Mac, your kids are from teenagers to down to, toddler. And you're starting to have to make some decisions that, I haven't made yet. Mondo's made, some, decisions on schools, decisions on health. How do you juggle all that, like when it comes to your kids? Like, I know it's just trying to do the right thing, but what's your process in that?
Of course, having a good woman, by my side helps. But also you guys, like off camera, I talked to both of you guys separately about these things. So just having that village, man, that foundation, like even your guys' pops, like I talked to both of y'all's dads, like I'm getting to a space now to where like I'm not hesitant on reaching out to family and my elders to like help me make decisions. Like before I didn't do that. You know, y'all know I'm an introvert. I be chilling and feeling like the whole world is on my shoulders. But now, shit, I don't mind reaching out because, you know, y'all always give me the best feedback, and, you know, ultimately I know that y'all have like, you know, the right intentions when you guys give me an answer, you know what I mean? So reaching out to y'all helps for sure.
That's dope.
Yeah.
No, that's real dope, bro.
And I, even though I still haven't made a decision yet, but you know, it's coming.
I mean, it's a process, right? I mean, it
Nah,
really
yeah.
is a process. And I think people are like, you know, I've had a lot of conversations since we released the podcast, and, you know, it's really resonated with a lot of people because I feel like we keep it real. We keep it
Mhm.
100% honest. We're not acting like we know everything or know the right way, you know, and it helps. You know, I would say the podcast has really helped me mature as a person and just be able to have these conversations and be open. And, you know, I was somebody that used to keep a lot of shit in when I was younger. And then all of a sudden, you know, when it come out, it's exploding like a pop bottle shaking up, right? And it's like,
Mhm.
you know, there's wrath and anger, whatever else, but being able to talk things through, be able to be like, oh, I'm gonna call this person, get their opinion, and actually have active ears to actually listen, has just really helped me grow as an individual. So I feel like you
Mhm.
kind of hitting that wave as well, you know.
I'm getting there. Yeah.
You know, one thing that's significant, which we didn't shout out earlier, but yesterday was Mondo's birthday. So happy birthday,
Yeah,
Mondo.
yeah. Happy belated Mondo.
You know,
Hey.
happy
Yeah.
belated Mondo. Mac had a birthday since we've been gone, and then I had a birthday as
Mhm.
well since we've been gone. So we all
Hey.
turned a year older. So, you know, thank you to the most up high for that. But
For
you know,
sure.
it's
Hey,
you
speaking
know,
of that, Torrean, you are in the big 4-0 category, bro. How that feel, bro? Because I mean, it sound old. I'm just playing.
I mean, it do definitely sound old, but you know, it's how you look. You know, I still look youthful. You know what I'm saying? Even though a nigga just
But
came
how
off
you look or how you feel?
both. You know, so I think it starts with the looks, nigga, because you know, certain people be out here looking rough. You know what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
I've encountered some 21-year-olds that look like they 55, bro. Like,
Straight up.
Damn, that
nigga,
Greg Oden, huh?
Greg Oden.
Greg Oden.
Yeah, Greg Oden for sure.
Yeah, actually, I'm looking at the person in the middle, like, damn, you kind of actually look like that nigga a little bit. But
Here we
anyway,
go.
Yes, it is. It's
you know, you had a
What?
few more, you had some more wrinkles.
But no. So hold on. Before we switch, like, what have been y'all's highlights? You know, during the time we were off.
Yeah, I got one for sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Man, my biggest one, honestly, and I think that it transcended so much stuff outside of just me, was my younger brother, our cousin, getting married, bro. Like, man, shout out to Chaz Dakari and your now wife, Antonia. Y'all's wedding and reception and all this stuff was super dope. And just as a family, for us to experience that, bro, I feel like, and Torian could probably speak more to this, I feel like it lifted like this curse agreement that we all had, right? On like what a relationship should or could look like. Like me talking to Chaz now and him just being like, yo, it sounds so dope for me to say my wife, right? And just for him, not that everybody has to go down that path, but for him, like it's just part of his journey. It was a missing piece to his puzzle. And man, it was a beautiful experience. And so that was definitely the highlight for me.
That's dope. Shout out to you, Chaz, man.
No, I mean, his wedding was beautiful, man. It was like, you know, getting all the family together, seeing grandma there, seeing grandma walk down the stage with Uncle Ed, Jazz and Alea walking down the aisle together, you know, Cadence, man, looking like a young woman. And it was just like,
Mhm.
you know, letting her beauty shine. Like it was, it's something where I look at weddings a little bit differently now than I did when I was younger. I mean, I've never really liked to go to a lot of weddings or anything like that, but just seeing this environment was like, oh, I realize it's about the bride and groom, but it's also really about family, you know, and
Yeah.
being able to hopefully join two families. So, you know, on the other side, I had conversations with Antonia's family as well, and they were all, you know, really respectful and nice people and just at the end of the day, I think people like we put barriers, race, gender, all these type of barriers in front of each other, but in front of us is put, as it's put in front of us as barriers. But at the end of the day, we're just all regular people trying to, for the most part, take care of our families, go to work, and enjoy life. So those are the conversations that were had. My brother Miles, so y'all's cousin, he also got married during the time we've been away, and so his wedding was about 20 people. So it was the exact opposite of Chaz's wedding, where Chaz's wedding was a lot bigger. Miles's wedding was only about 20 people, and so seeing that and being able to experience that intimate wedding was an eye opener as well. And it was one of those things where, man, just you feel really happy to see that your younger siblings or younger cousins or younger family are taking a risk, or I see it as a risk, but they're taking a newfound oath into their own happiness, and I think that's really the beauty of it.
Hey,
Love is in the air, man.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I'm glad your subconscious changed those words, because if T ever got married and they were like, "All right, you ready to take this risk?" You know what I'm saying? Instead of an oath. Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's
hey, but
good.
you talked about it though, man. That's my mindset behind it. It's all, it is my mindset. It is a risk. I mean, like our cousin Lex just got married yesterday. So shout out to
he got married yesterday.
Yeah, down in Florida. Yeah, so shout out to Lex and Allison. But yeah, he just got married yesterday. So it's like, man, just like in my mind, I'm like, man, we don't get married, but then we do have people in our family that remind us that it's okay.
Yeah.
So what I view as a risk is there's like, no, it's not a risk, it's an oath, and it'll be nice. It's good for my growth, my self growth, right? To not be judgmental, but just accept it and try to learn from it. So like Mondo, Lex and I, we're all the same age. Lex is like 6 weeks younger than I am. Mondo's about a year and a few months younger than myself. And so the three of us grew up as like this, trio, right? And so like we had this conversation at my crib a couple weeks ago. And man, it was like the first time that we had a conversation that deep in some years, And so we were asking Lex, like, man, what? Because Lex has been married before, so what's it like getting married again, and and all these things, and man, the excitement that he was talking, the excitement in his voice was a lot different than the first time around. But you could just tell, man, he was really genuinely excited to be the best husband, and he's already a dope dad, but really being excited to be the best husband that he can. And so I love seeing the growth in my family, my friends. I love it.
Yeah, straight up, man.
What's up?
I think there's something about following your heart and doing all the sporadic and erratic and irresponsible and narcissistic and like all the words that kind of come with like selfish energy. And then when you feel that whole side of the piece of paper, it's like scribbling all over the place, and it gets to a point where it's like, yo, like there ain't nowhere else to scribble. And then you flip it on the other side and you're just like, all right, like now let me test out this other life, right? More reserved, chill, family, disciplined life. And I feel like that lived experience like offers so much range in your wisdom, right? Like, cool, there's wisdom, people that turned 19, got married and stayed married for 60 years. But there's also some different type of wisdom in like, yo, the guy or the gal who like were Rolling Stones and then at the same time converged and was just like, yo, I want to try something where I'm disciplined with just one partner and doing it different. And both having awareness, like, yo, we know what that other life was like. Let's do this life together and see what it's like. And so I think there's something special about that. And I'm actually kind of curious, like, how that's going to unfold for myself in particular.
Yeah. I mean, so Mondo, you would get married? Like, I remember you used to say marriage ain't for you. Is that something you would do?
Yeah, I would say right now I'm on the fence I'm curious what's the difference between being married and what I call a forever fiance. It's just something that's been on my spirit for a long time. And part of it is because I don't necessarily have a I don't know, like two people being like, yo, we're about to be together forever. Yo, let's holler at God together and be like, we're about to do this thing. You agree? You agree? God, we good? And like that just connection, that moment of clarity together for me is enough. But that might be so selfish that like the woman, right, my other partner might be like, nah, but like I want to go that extra step. And so part of, I don't know, what's kind of going through my mind right now is, do I hold on to this selfish agreement of forever fiance, or do I take that next step? And is that necessary, right? And so there's some layers to it, but one thing I will say, because y'all know me, man, I be on like, what if? I wonder about a whole bunch of stuff. I think about just universal energy. And I'm like, there might be something to this universal energy. Like after you get married, like there just is something universally that's like, yo, like they are now something else. The game works for them a little bit differently, right? Like because they're both sides of the same coin now, like all the goodness kind of comes their way. And if they don't connect all the way, right? If they stay just a little bit separate, the biggest blessings might not hit the way that they want them to, or they might not come as fast or whatever. And so I'm not saying that I know that to be true. I'm saying that's something that I ponder about, like, yo, like you think of Jay-Z and Beyonce versus Nas, right? Like both dope, both experiencing life a certain kind of way, both dope rappers, whatever. Nas is still like, yo, I'm out here seeing who the person is. Is his life better, worse, different than Jay's, right? Is there just different things happening? I don't know. These are two cats that I don't know at all, but I'm always just curious, like, yo, I don't know what I don't know, and I'm open to explore.
Yeah, I feel that. I remember, one of your conditions. You're like, I'll get married, but I have to have conditions behind it. And one was, a hall pass or open relationship type aspect to that marriage. Like, do you still think you can bring in that same energy? You still bringing that same energy, or is that something that, will be defined when the time comes around?
Well, because I ain't touched nothing in a minute, right? Like hall pass, it's just not top of mind.
Yeah.
But one thing that is top of mind though is kind of like that 10-year and 25-year arc. Like us as men, we gonna be different in 10 years. Like we gonna change and our partners are gonna change. And at that change, are we supposed to all continue to do this together? Right? Or is there just this grace period where it's like, are we supposed to separate? Or am I supposed to let you go flow and do whatever to evolve into a better version of yourself, or not even better, a different version of yourself? Does that require a divorce? And the same thing at 25 years, right? Like we way different 25 years from now. And so when you talk about conditions, I do think that there is a certain lever at 10-year and 25-year that I'd want to like put on the books. Even if it's like, we're going to continue to stay married, very Will Smith, Jada like, but we know at 10 years, we need to spend 9 months apart so we can learn to love each other again like we do today,
Yeah, I just seen this viral clip today, this morning, and grandkid was like, Grandpa and Grandma, y'all been married for 60, how long? They're like 60 years. And they say, what's the secret to y'all's marriage? And then Grandpa replies, she got some good pussy. And I'm like, so, I mean, that was an OG answer, but, I guess if, pockets is right and things is settled, maybe that's the key to that longevity. But, I think, somebody, Mondo, never get married. I said the same. I have said the same thing. I think it's just one of those things where, the vows, the oath, the tradition behind it isn't just a day, right? It's supposed to last for
Yeah.
a lifetime in many situations. And so, I think if you take those serious and your other half takes those serious, that's probably the key to overcome any hurdles that you may get. And, I think it'll be curious to see over the next few years as you, break celibacy. Maybe you would never fuck again, maybe that might, maybe that's the path that we going down with you. You're just like, man, I ain't,
You
you're
really
gonna
talking
look,
about a Dalai Lama type life now.
you're gonna Luke Skywalker and put his lightsaber away. Like, I'm not
Yeah,
touching that shit no
man.
more. So,
Come on, bro.
so maybe you would never get to that point. But, if you do, it'll be interesting to see the growth. And I think it's dope that it's documented here on They Call Me Daddy podcast. So.
No, I appreciate that. I think one thing that has been telling for me and like how I've been building my agreements or how I see the world is like allowing other people to like explore themselves, their art, whoever they're supposed to grow into. And one of the movies that really hit me, because I rewatched it, somebody told me to rewatch it, and I'm sure we all seen it at some point in our journey, is the movie The Notebook. We all seen The Notebook before? Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And like, I get the...
You've seen it, what, 20 times, Mondo?
No, I seen it twice, like once in the last 3 months and then once way back whenever. Thanks, though, for putting that down. But now when I watched it the second time, like I understood how the story played out and how he's down for her and how they had this passionate connection and whatever, the whole stuff. But when I watched it the second time, bruh, I was like, yo, there's something about this story at the end that I felt like the message was like, because they didn't allow their individual selves to go grow separately, that one of them lost themselves. Right? Like literally like that dementia, that thing, like, yo, you're sent here to do a certain thing and you didn't do that thing. Right? Because you allowed your vice, this love, this connection, right, to like get in the way of you going and doing the thing that I told you to go do first. Like that person's going to be there. And so that really struck me when I watched that movie, because I was just like, yo, me being still, getting back to my essential self, asking God, like, yo, what did you send me here to do? And then once I got alignment with that, it's like, oh, okay, now as I move forward, whoever's supposed to join me on this journey will just be there. But I couldn't have found that discernment without separating from like a partner. So, man, I just had to share that because I think it was so important. And Notebook played a role because I'm like, yeah, man, like that love story didn't end in the dopest way, even though everybody loves it.
No,
Mac,
for sure.
when y'all tying the knot.
After you. I knew you was gonna ask me that question, bro. We had this conversation all the time. After you, bro. We chilling.
I
We
mean,
in a
I
good
didn't know.
space.
I mean, I didn't know if anything changed, so that's why I'm asking the question. That would be with Mercedes killing it in the community now. You killing it as well. That would be an event. I feel like that would just be like they might have a parade.
Yeah, I just think like a lot of things nowadays are so artificial, right? Like everybody has alternative motives. Like we both know we have each other's back through anything. So for me, like that's all I need. Like the marriage and all that thing, all that type of stuff. I know I might be wrong, but like before hearing you talk about how excited Lex and Chaz were, to me it's like, well, the whole marriage and wedding thing, I thought that was more for the woman. Cause like me, I'm like, yeah, I'll do it if you want me. Like, I love you enough to do this, right? But like for me, it's not really big on my list. Like, oh, my dream wedding, or I can't wait to live, happily after after. It's like you got my back, I got your back. Through whatever, we good. My ride or die, I'm yours. That's how I view it.
No, I feel it. And I don't think there's anything off or wrong about that. But I do kind of look at like this lived experience, kind of like a video game, right? Kind of like playing Super Mario where you can go pick the boards. or Mario Kart. It's just like you can go pick the boards. It's like, yo, all these games are boards where you hop in a cart and you go drive. It's all on a road, and some boards just look different. The environment is different. Oh, you didn't even know that there was that secret passageway on that board. And so I kind of look at marriage just like it's just a different board. And like we don't know what's on that board until you get on that board. It's like most of the other boards, but I don't know, man. Like there might be a special fruit on that board, but if you're like, I don't care about that board, all the rest of these boards is dope enough for me. Cool, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I agree with what you said though, Mac, because I got a friend, and she always wanted to get married and everything else, and then she finally got married, and she's happily married. So I want to say that first, but she was like, really, if looking back at it, I used to put so much pressure on getting married, but really it's not any different than being in a long-term relationship. And that was her perspective, like this is something that she always wanted. But I think that now that she is married, to your point, Mac, her and her husband are completely committed to each other. They know they have each other's backs and everything else. Then the title of marriage just doesn't have as much power. It doesn't have more power than the commitment that they have to each other. And so what you just said really resonates with me, because I really think that that's the thing. It's all about that commitment and, really having that person's back when they fall. You're going to be there to catch them and vice versa, And so, I always think to myself, like, reminding me of the Frank Sinatra song, where he's like, I did it my way. Right. And it's like, I'm going to do it my way. You do it your way. So, all these people that be judgmental or whatever, it's just like, yo, dude, do you, like, if that's something you want to do, great, but I'm going to do it my way. So,
I think you spot on. And that's one of my favorite remix Jay-Z tracks. Like, that is in one of my favorites.
Oh, he ruined that song too?
I thought he was going to say Usher. My Way, Usher. I thought that's where he was heading.
Nah, I said Jay-Z.
Hey, that's a great song too, though. You know what I mean? Usher, I didn't even know Jay-Z touched that song, so
it bangs.
Unfortunately.
Now, I think one thing to talk about Mac for a quick second in his relationship, like Mac, dope dad, Sadie's dope mom, and I feel like they both put time in to have some spiritual alignment, right? And so I think that plays a huge role. Again, when you watch The Notebook, right, it's just like, it's just me and you, and ain't no other, right, like connection with something outside of them. And it's like, like you didn't let God in. Oh, okay. Like that's where y'all took that L. And so that's where I say, like, yo, some of these relationships, and I say this with full 100%, like I was one of those cats, right? I was just like, nah, I'm doing it my way, right? And like, God, you out here somewhere, but I ain't letting you in this relationship because I just feel like it wasn't a priority. And so I had to learn to take a step back and embrace that part of the story. So yeah, man, I learned a lot.
So let me ask you a question, Mondo. Let's say another hypothetical, you found this person, she's hella dope, conversation's dope, your thought process is in alignment, the way that she makes you feel is great, everything else, like just this human connection that you have never experienced before. You're like, man, this is like, it's boundless. Like, this is just like, I just can't believe my connection with this person. But they ugly as fuck. Like,
is that not a boundary?
No, I'm saying your connection is boundless. You're just like, man, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about this person, but she just.
So let me. I gotta ask.
Everything is popping. Like, you could even say her body is popping. Everything is just like, man, what you like. I mean, it's a perfect. You talk about yin and yang. She the perfect yang, but nigga, she looked like a yang. You know what I'm saying? She ugly as fuck. So that's what I'm asking.
What's you're asking? What?
Like,
if he would be able to do that?
Like, would he be able to make that his life partner?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, that don't bother me. Would you say? So let me ask a question, and this ain't even a jab at somebody else. This is just mainstream narrative. Is that like the Heidi Klum seal, like in that genre. It's just like how they end up together.
For a damn show.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, that could be. You know, that could be the.
Or that nigga swinging. Hey, I don't know. Hey, you know.
Right. So yeah, I mean, you can't, like, if my heart is saying go in a certain direction, you know me, bro, I follow my heart, right? If my heart is like, yo, I need you to go over here for a little bit, like there's some gym over there that I'm supposed to
you heard him say for a little bit, right?
Nigga, that's exactly what stuck out to me too.
For a little bit.
Nigga said a little bit. Nigga, when the hypothetical was
what?
Life partner.
Man, so me and Mercedes have this conversation, right? Because we be trying to, you know, we had these conversations. And I be trying, she's like, well, it's about the personality. It's not always about the looks, right? But when shit get rough, the looks play a part. Like, you can't be mad, annoyed, and be like, hey, this motherfucker ugly as hell. Like, that shit, come on, man.
Hey, no,
you gotta be realistic, be honest.
You real? Because look, like Mac, you know, as a cousin, like you are a handsome man. And so Sadie's saying these things, right? With a handsome man. Now, if your ass was busted, right?
Exactly.
You know, exactly. Like, hey, we wouldn't have got this far, bro. If you look like,
especially with social media now. Come on, man. It's like, I don't want no woman nagging me, getting on my nerves, and she got a small ass thumb, and she ugly. Like, nah, I'm straight.
Nah, okay. So I know. Okay, just.
Hey, you got Torrean stuttering, bro. He's coming.
Nah, just for clarity, I know Mondo can't do the short thumb thing. So I know he can't do the short thumb, like, you know, short fingernails. If she was the wrong toilet paper, all the Mondo pre-court pressures we know. So we're saying that all that shit fits the criteria, right?
So we know he ain't messing with no bitch with no underbite.
Yeah.
I know. Like, well, we know this already.
Oh man, bro.
Shout out to you got underbites.
You don't like underbites? Ew. Hey, that reminds me of this time we was out. He was out, and my boy Rich was like, went up to this chick. He goes, "You have an amazing overbite," and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, it was.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember that picture. He went to her. He's like, "Yeah, you have an amazing overbite," and was literally trying to spit game to her. I mean, he probably just being nice because Rich is the nicest dude in the world, but it was just like, "Yo,
that's a heck of a compliment, bro."
Right? You have an amazing overbite, and I was like, "Well, is that gonna work?" Like, you basically probably the thing that she's probably the most insecure about. You just highlighted it, but you praised it. So I'm wondering, like, you know, how she felt about that. So Mondo, underbites out of the question.
Well, smile is like top of my list. There's something about smile and eyes that, like, man, make a huge difference for me. So, like, if your teeth are busted, that might be a deal breaker for me.
Yeah, motherfuckers be having black on their teeth. That shit don't even want me make me their friends. You know what I'm saying? Let alone, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, you ain't been to the dentist? You don't brush your shit?
But nah, bro. Dope smile, bro.
Your teeth look like tar. Anyway, so we're
gonna have people on here analyzing us. You know the shit. You know
what
I
mean? Know, right.
I mean, it's all good, but
you're beautiful. Yeah, everybody's beautiful.
Nah, you gotta take it. Everybody is beautiful in their own way, but you gotta take care of your teeth. You know what I mean? So
just take care of yourself in general.
Wash your ass, all that. But yeah,
that's another thing about marriage too, though. Like, you get married, and then the person you with becomes complacent, and then, you know, they ain't trying no more. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, like, at least when in me and Mercedes situation, like, I think there's value in, like, we still choosing to be with one another, to where when you get in a marriage, a lot of times you hear, well, we're married, so, you know, you have to deal with this or put up with this. Like, we're in a space where we understand, like, us being together and everything we decide to do is a choice. And, like, we are two individuals who are deciding to be with one another. Because like, you know, me and Mercedes, we had our points where she's like, well, you're not romantic enough. Where I'm like, well, you don't do this enough for me either. So it's pretty much like you're accepting each other for who you are as individuals. Like, I don't never want that to get confused and like with the whole we are one thing, because in real life, that's not really a real thing, I don't think. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have your preferences and I'm going to have mine. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think too, like, you know, you and Sadie's, y'all got together when y'all was so young, so you don't even realize like what romantic is and all that. You know, like what you actually want in a relationship. You don't even realize that stuff. You just realize, man, I like this person or what for whatever reason, and then you go into it, and then you probably like maybe see some shit on TV or start doing some self discovery, and you're like, man, I really wish we did more things, you know, and so.
So let me ask, Mac, do you and Sadie's hang out with other couples? Like y'all do couple dates and stuff?
The older we're getting, we are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're starting to. But, you know, sometimes people don't like being like really putting all the shit out there. So they be like real reserved. So it's not really as helpful as it should be. But yeah, we're starting to.
That was one of the things when me, Lex, and Torian were talking, and I was just like, yo, like I'm in a season of life where I'd be interested in that. Right, me and a partner, Torian, his partner, Lex and his wife, right? Like that would be dope. Chaz, his wife, you and Sadie's, like going out and just kicking it, having a good time, going on a trip. Like I think that'd be fire.
No, that would be dope. Yeah, we ain't went on no like couples type trip. No, that would be fire.
That would be.
Yeah. What about you, T? Y'all get out and mingle with other couples?
Not really as much as we did before we had Rainey. I mean, we never really did a whole lot with other couples in general, but it's pretty much been the same circle. Like we kick it with Kim and Joanne probably the most, and then you know Trav and Ashley when they lived down here, we was with them quite often. But really, that's really it. I mean, the three of us, you know, all three of them couples, we all went to Vegas together and been to Vegas, so did the whole trip thing, which was a lot of fun. You know, just a lot of different aspects of where the trip can take you and things like that, and just different experiences that we have, you know. So yeah, I mean, but for the most part, it's just like pairing Rainey with you know, do they have kids? Because, you know, like let's take Miles and Catherine, for example. They live 5 minutes from us. But like we don't really do a whole lot as couples because they're just in a different state. They're newlyweds, they ain't got kids. You know, ain't no animosity or no beef or like that. We don't hanging out with them. It's just different seasons in life. And so, yeah, we probably need to sprinkle it in a little bit more frequently. But, you know, if we need to go somewhere, we probably gonna lean on them to say, hey, can you watch Rainey? You know, can you be that babysitter? So it's just figuring it all out and just being more attentive to making it happen versus.
That's good balance. Because then they'd be like, oh, we either really want kids after babysitting Rainey or like, no, we can wait.
Man, nigga, imagine having 4. Man. I was straight up. But what I did notice is hanging out with other couples, like it does make me value Mercedes a lot more. Like I'm like, bruh.
Can you please give us an example?
Nope.
Hey, you gonna tell a story and somebody gonna listen to that podcast?
They gonna be like, he talk about me. Yeah, we ain't doing that. But like, yeah, it makes me value Sadie because I'll be like, man, I don't know how he deal with that on a regular basis. You know what I mean? So yeah.
No, that's real.
Yeah. And I think the thing about it too is like, you know, I mentioned like pairing the kids, but like with Kim and Joanne, like we just all 4 of us just naturally just get along together, you know. So it's like then, Amara and Rainey, they're twins. Like they're twins. They've been twins since they've been born. And, you know, that's a whole fun dynamic as well. So it's like it's the perfect perfect thing. Like, you know, Lex, now we're starting to see Lex and Allison more. So I should have mentioned them as well. Like we starting to hang out with them more. And they got 3 kids and everything else. So, you know, we do it, but in terms of just like getting out and then having date night, like that shit gets hard, you know, especially, you know, when you have kids and then, you know, you got to find a babysitter and all that shit, you know, trying to figure that all out.
I get in trouble for that shit all the time. So
No date
Date
nights.
night or lack of date
Yeah,
night?
date night. You know, I don't try enough. You know, things
Here's
like
the
that.
thing. Here's the thing. You always have an open invite. I'm putting it out here right now. Sadie's, I got your back. You know, big bro got your back. But you know, anytime you need a babysitter, man, just bring them on by. Like straight up, we will spoil the hell out of your kids to the point where they won't want to leave. And
No, I know that, but like
you know.
you know me, I like being in my own space, right? So in my mind, I'm like, all right, drive 30 minutes to drop them off, go do what we got to do, and at the end of the night, I got to go pick them back up. Like, you know, that's a lot, bro.
So I'm gonna be real on this because I think this is super important. I would say that Mac and myself, same energy historically. Like, why we gotta go somewhere? Shit, like, we could DoorDash, and we got this movie, we got this thing we could sip on if that's a thing, and then we're gonna get it cracking, and then we're gonna go to sleep after we talk, right? Like, cool. You can do that on rotation for a long time.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
but what I discovered through this retention season, bam, like now not having none of those comforts, I'm like, oh, now I appreciate going above and beyond for whenever that happens. Like, yo, if you saying like, hey man, you could do a little bit more, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, because I remember how I was feeling when you weren't here, right? And so then I go above and beyond. So just want to kind of put that out there, like, yo man, reaching outside our comfort zone is important because we miss it when it ain't there.
No, you right.
I'm learning right now. I'm saying this in the middle of like, man, my phone dry. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, it buzzed. Who's that? Oh man, just this Torrean calling again, man.
Yeah.
No knock on Torrean, but you know.
Yeah.
Niggas don't answer the phone still. You know, so just to recap from season 1, niggas still don't answer the phone, and I'm still the only one that call. You know, but anyway,
yeah, you are the only one that calls. But no, it's all good.
I'm talking about y'all don't call me. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, my bad.
That's a lie.
I will say, Mac, though, you have been, amping up a little bit. Yeah, it's been like once every 3 weeks.
Yeah. Making sure. Hey, that's a lot more than I call anybody else, fool.
Straight up. Feels special. But no, it's been a hell of a welcome back episode. You know, I want to talk a little bit about what we can expect in season 2. You know, we're getting back into this. You know, a lot of listeners been missing us. Like, are y'all still going to be doing it? A lot on the edge. You know, I feel like we just all had to, had shit going on. I didn't even really get to talk about all the things that's been going on in my life. So, we will sprinkle that in throughout the season. But, any accomplishments, any topics y'all fellas want to talk about that y'all can think of?
Dang, man, I'm here, bro. Hey, I'm here just to enjoy the conversation. Like, this is something I be missing. Well, like Mondo said, you're going to miss it when it's gone. Like, throughout that time we were having these conversations, I realized, like, damn, I'm not having these conversations with anybody. So just me kicking it with y'all, having these conversations, bro, like, that helped fill me, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure, like, when I'm done with this, I'll be in a better mood today. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, same for me, man. It's the humor, bro. Like, I laugh the most on this podcast, man. Like, y'all are so funny. I do want to do one episode in person, even if it's just audio, right? Like, the vibe of us three together, kicking it at the house and doing an episode, I just feel like would be even more hilarious. And so I want to make that happen.
I think that we should probably do the live one like that, though.
But so that's where the camera came in. Like, you got to have extra people there recording. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's all right.
We'll figure it out. I know we can figure it out. So let's figure it out. And so with that being said, we are going to do a live episode on YouTube. So stay tuned for that date. You guys will be able to join the conversation, chime in. We'll probably need to have somebody be able to facilitate the questions or something like that. So from a production standpoint, we'll make sure it's smooth, but do it at night while people are at home. You can unwind with a drink or smoke or whatever whatever you want to do, and just enjoy and be a part of the conversation. So that's something we're going to do for sure. Just topics I want to talk about, man. Just continue to keep it real. Continue to keep it real and authentic. I think that's the thing that we do the best. We have authentic conversations from 3 male perspectives. We'll bring in some guests. You know, I know some people are lining up to be a guest. You know, like we mentioned, our cousin Lex, he been listening now. He want to be a guest, and
we gotta get a woman in here, bro.
We do. So we do.
We gotta
so
get a woman in here.
I talked to your sister, Kiki. She want to be a part of it. You know, otherwise, you know, anybody that wants to come and join the show, hit me up. You know, hit me up. You know, we're not above anybody. You know, we're touchable, we're reachable people. Real, you know. And so if you want to be a part, you know, feel
I'm
like you
not
can bring a
touchable.
different. Well, you know what I meant, nigga. Fuck, I ain't either. But you know what I mean. I ain't either, and Mondo will block your ass. You know what I'm saying? You try to touch Mondo, you trying to touch Mondo in this season. He giving you the Heisman. So
straight up.
But you know what I mean.
Shout out to whoever the consistent listener is who asked that question. You know what I'm saying? Because she got us cracking to start this second season. So shout out to you, whoever you are.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe that's that special person that's been missing out your life. You know,
T had to take that next step. This is when me and T be on the phone.
What?
This is when I just be like, I'm off the phone, bro. Like I just hang up. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to whoever you are. I don't know.
I mean, yeah,
Torian,
you just
bro,
disrespected the fuck out of her after just, you know.
You know what I'm saying? It's not the intention. It's just Torian, man. You know, T. You're like, let me throw this in there. Yeah.
I mean, there's always the possibility.
You're right.
There's always a possibility when we're wandering and pondering.
Oh, there you go.
You like that one?
I like that.
Right.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right, fellas. Well, who's gonna wrap this up, man? Who wrapping it up today?
Well, I ain't using it, so I can't wrap up nothing.
Yeah, I ain't never used it. Go ahead, Mac.
I'm gonna keep it super simple. I can go.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Yeah.
We back.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah,
Peace.
we back. As Mac said, we back. So for Mondo and Mac, I'm Torrean, aka Daddy. Welcome back to season 2 of the They Call Me Daddy podcast, Parents podcast.
Yay.
Hey.